Hi dancers, in this video I'm going to answer the questions that y'all submitted to me yesterday in my story. So thanks to those of you who gave me a question to answer. So the first one that I am going to answer, what are important factors in being a healthy dancer and how can I grow stronger as a dancer? You want to have a healthy lifestyle outside of the dance class. So you want to make sure that you are getting appropriate amounts of all of your macronutrients, which are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And you also want to make sure that you're getting enough micronutrients. And by that I mean vitamins and minerals. One thing that I like to stress to dancers is to make sure that you are eating enough food and that you're getting enough of each macronutrient, because a lot of times we think, oh, carbohydrates are bad, I'm never going to eat carbohydrates, or fats are bad, I don't want to eat any fats. That's not true. You can find healthy options within those categories. So for carbohydrates, you especially need enough of these. These should make up about half of your diet, and you need this for energy and for brain function. Good examples of that are anything whole grain. So whole grain pasta, whole grain bread, whole grain rice. Fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates as well. Please don't avoid fats either. You need healthy fats so that your body can function properly and that you have enough energy for more long-term physical activities. So if you're taking an 1.5 hour long ballet class, your body is going to be using primarily fats for energy. Healthy sources of fats include salmon. Any type of fatty fish is going to be a good example. However, you should focus on plant-based fats. So good examples of that, avocados, nuts and seeds, vegetable oils, olive oil is a great option as well. Okay, some ways to grow stronger as a dancer. I would suggest not only dancing and working hard in the dance class. That is so important, but it's also important to make sure that you are putting in the extra effort and work outside of the dance room. So when you're at home, I would suggest, going to the gym every once in a while. Of course, not right now, but there's tons of stuff that you can do at home. Another thing I would suggest is exposing yourself to other dancers, other choreographers, and other teachers. This is so easy to do through YouTube. Any exposure that you can get to the outside dance world is going to help you understand what's really out there and how should I be preparing myself right now to maybe enter that world one day. So it's not going to be as big of a shock factor once you do get out there. Okay, my next question. What are some ways to keep active when I have a small space? So we're all probably in this boat right now. What I would suggest is finding some spot in your house where you can claim it as my dance space or my workout space. So that's where you're gonna go whenever you're watching dance videos or whenever you're gonna practice a dance routine, or maybe you're gonna go do some exercises or stretches for the day. Designate one area of your apartment or house and call that your dance studio for now. Next question, what are some healthy meals with non-perishables? So non-perishables, that would include like canned food, dried food, things that aren't gonna go bad quickly. I'm also going to include frozen food with this because that will last a really long time in your freezer. So vegetables are great frozen or canned. When it comes to fruit, I would suggest getting frozen fruit instead of canned, because a lot of times canned fruit is packed full of processed sugars and added sugars. You also want to make sure that you're getting enough protein in your diet. So you can freeze meat. I suggest, this is what I've been doing. I will get fresh meat or already frozen meat from the grocery store and I just stick it in the freezer, and then I'll plan ahead. So if the next day, say, I want to eat this chicken that I have in the freezer, you pull it out, put it in the fridge so that it's ready to cook by the time you're ready to make it. You can also get protein by pairing two incomplete proteins. You want to pair a whole wheat with a nut or a legume or a bean. So a good example of this would be beans and rice. You can get dried beans to cook, you can get beans in a can, and then rice. You get dried rice, so those all will store very well. And if you pair them together, you get a complete protein. So going back to sources of dried foods, as I mentioned before, rice is a dried food, so that's gonna keep really well. So will whole grain pastas, so will couscous and quinoa. Those are all good sources of whole grains. Okay, my next question. What are some good online dance resources for learning? So you can find these pretty much anywhere. YouTube is an excellent source, like I mentioned earlier. I know a lot of dancers and studios right now are offering online classes for free or via YouTube Live or Instagram Live or Facebook Live. So I'm gonna post some links at the end of this video that you can use to access those classes. Okay, my last question. Recital is coming up, but all my classes are online. What is your advice for best learning? So this kind of depends on how you are receiving these recital videos. So I know at Joy's, the studio that I teach at, we are pre-recording videos and sending them out, which I think this is a great option because students can re-watch these videos as many times as they need. Like I mentioned earlier, use your designated space in your house, so your designated dance studio or exercise room, to learn these dances. Maybe watch the video a couple times, mark through the dance while you're watching the video, do the dance as full out as you can with the video, and then eventually try to wean yourself off of the video and just do the dance with the music. I know other studios are doing live online classes, which is so awesome because you get that interaction with your students. In this case, I would suggest asking as many questions as you can. So if you have a question about your dance, since this is live online, use that resource. Make sure that you are asking your teachers questions. Make sure that you are staying active the entire class so that you can get the most out of it. All right, thank you dancers for watching this Q&A answer video. If you have any questions, please feel free to message them to me. I will be doing this again next week. So on Monday, if you check my story on either Instagram or Facebook, you can type in any questions that you have for me, whether it's about dance anatomy, dance nutrition, or anything else about my workshop, or anything that you're curious about in regards to dancing or health. I would be happy to answer them. So I hope to get some questions from y'all next week, and thank you for watching this video.